when I quit my job and told my parents that I'm like, I will be successful. Like,
oh, no, yeah.
I know that I'm so driven and that like right now, maybe like my passion is a passion, but eventually I will monetize my passion.
Oh, of course.
Because I don't want to work 8 hours a day at a job that I feel unfulfilled. I want to work 3 hours a day, maximize those 3 hours a day, be making money, and I want to monetize my passion because I don't want to work for someone.
Exactly. That's your thing. Yeah.
I want to, I'm getting like really excited because like I feel so confident that I will be successful that, you know what, I probably will be.
You are going to be successful.
And you will too.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I feel
cheers.
that. Cheers.
Microphone cheers.
Hey.
Andrew, you're looking good today.
Andrew, we're like looking at you like, cause like you look good today.
His hat is, just to give everyone a little visual, his hat is denim and it says wildly average.
Oh, I love the wildly average stuff.
Mm-hmm. I feel like we kind of played off of that a little bit. Now that I think about it, we didn't mean to copy you guys, but we kind of did, I guess.
I know, we kind of did.
I thought of that right away. Straight Candid.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
In a great way.
Okay, good. I wore my wildly average shirt the other day and someone complimented it. And I was like, yeah, little attire. Boom, bow. I told them where to get it. I need to wear it more, though. It looks like Supreme. It's sick.
Supreme. Straight Candid. Oh. Okay. Welcome, guys. Episode number, I don't know, because we've had some change of plans.
So this might be 3. This might be 4. You'll find out when you're listening, as we will as well.
Okay. So how are we doing today, Syd? How's the toothbrush? Because I do have to say your teeth look extra white today.
Do they actually? It might be the bright lights that are shining on our face.
Honestly, no. It's just because you won't stop talking about your fucking toothbrush.
Okay. So guys, let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you about a little pro tip. Okay. So I went in for my... I went in for my 6-month checkup to get my teeth whitened. Pearly whites, got to keep them clean. First of all, no cavities. That's huge for me. And I don't even like sugar, so that's another story.
Okay, everyone likes sugar.
Okay,
liar.
Okay, I don't like candy. How about that? Are you happy with that?
Yeah.
Anyway, so I grabbed out my card to pay. I had to like buy a little something. HSA card. I'm like, I can buy my own toothbrush. Bought my own toothbrush basically with free money from my HSA. Holy crap, though. Next level vibrations. I got a new toothbrush. I'm so excited about it. I brushed my teeth like 4 times yesterday.
Vibrating toothbrush?
Yeah.
Is it like the circle one at the end or like
just like a up and down, like, and it like makes a very like faint hum. I don't know. I love clean teeth.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
I have a dentist appointment tomorrow morning.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Aw, get those pearly whites, sister.
They need a little help, don't they?
No, they don't. They're really white. But maybe you get yourself a little new electric toothbrush with your HSA card, huh?
I wonder if you can use HSA on like massages.
I can tell you right now.
Can you use HSA
I work in
massages?
Healthcare. It depends on where they're doing the massage. If they're doing massage at a chiropractic clinic, then yes.
Well, we'll get into this, but I also used to work in healthcare. Yeah. And like,
oh my God, I forgot.
Yeah. And some chiropractic appointments aren't covered at all.
Well, it depends on your
interesting.
Insurance.
Yes.
And some acupuncture is and some isn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
Okay. Wow. This is boring. Moving on.
Anyway, sorry. Healthcare stuff.
Moving
on.
Fun? Okay. So yes, like we were saying, we kind of had a change of plans. So we were like, what should we talk about today? And something we're both really passionate about is just like following your passions and like where we are today with our careers, etc. So that's kind of where we're going to go with
navigating your
this.
career.
Yeah, where we're going to go with this podcast, I guess we'll find out.
I guess we'll see. But first, candid moments of the week. Here we go.
Here we go.
Give me your candid moment of the week. I got to figure this out. I got to know.
Well, since we recorded 2 days ago, I really only had a day to figure out, what was my candid moment.
I know, not much time.
Mm-hmm. Not much time, but something dramatically embarrassing happens every day to me, I'm assuming. So this morning, actually not this morning, I was at the gym and it was just this afternoon.
Oh yeah.
And I realized that I was stretching for like 35 minutes because I just felt like a grandma. I'm like, okay, like let's just loosen this up. I'm like, crack. Oh,
my shoulder, my leg.
I'm like, oh, that feels a little funky. So there I am just warming up. And then I realized, oh my God, I'm old. 1, 2, I just wasted my entire workout because I have to leave because I have to go record a podcast. So I didn't even work out pretty much. I quick hopped on one of those. Okay, so I walked to the gym.
Okay.
Rewind. Walked to the gym. And then Grandma walked to the gym. And then Grandma was stretching and Grandma was like, oh God, I have to leave. And I was like, I don't have time to walk back. What am I going to do? So I hopped on one of those lift bikes.
Oh, okay. I've always wanted to ride one of those.
It was my first time ever. I figured it out quick because I had zero time. I had to get over here, right?
I heard those things zoom. Do they?
And yeah, I started pedaling and all of a sudden it just like pushed me forward. Like it uses your own like kinetic energy to create more. And all of a sudden I was just like booming. Yeah, it was really fun. So I got here on time, but I'm not going to lie. My other candid moment was getting ready to come here because yeah, my hair right now
looks good. Looks slicked.
It looks slicked, right? Well, it's slicked with sweat.
Ew.
So that's pretty nasty.
Gross.
Yeah. Okay, how are you
oh my God,
today,
that's actually
Syd?
funny though.
I know. What's your candid moment?
Well, today, on my little lunch break, instead of eating lunch, I went to Target because I can always find something I need at Target, right? Anyway,
Right.
So I don't know why, but I hate using a cart. So I just kind of like refuse. I just use a carrier basket, right?
Yeah, and you think like, oh, I won't buy as much if
Yeah.
I have a carrier basket.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they actually didn't have any carrier baskets clean because I got to sanitize the shit out of everything. Okay. So I was like, I'll just use my hands. Who cares? Because I'm not very patient when I go into Target. So I'm like, I'm just going to start walking around. So here I am in the cheese aisle. I've already grabbed 4 cheeses. I've grabbed like 3 different types of meats. I'm having a few college friends over tonight.
You're obsessed with cheese.
I love cheese more than anything in the
You're
in the world.
over at my apartment.
Oh my God.
You're like, I need to go to Lens to get my favorite cheese.
I'm
like, okay.
I bought cheese like yesterday with you, but I bought 4 more today.
And she ate the whole block.
I
last
did.
night?
Just kidding. No, but anyway, I bought like a bunch of snacks. I bought those Halloween cookies, whatever. So I'm walking back and I realized I'm like, oh, I should probably grab a carrier because I'm about to drop something. And then I kind of tripped over the corner of the like one of the aisles because someone like startled me and I fell. And my wheel of cheese, like a brie wheel, wheeled down the main aisle of Target, all the way down. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. And I had fallen. And I was like, oh, and I like have to like pile everything together because I can't pick it up all at once. And I'm like scooping everything like out of the way because people's carts are like coming by.
That's a movie scene.
Anyway, I felt bad for that brie cheese that rolled.
Did you switch it out?
I still bought that one because I was like, you know what? This one gave me something to talk about today.
I'm the kind of person
So I brought it home.
I love that.
Yeah.
I'm the kind of person if I like accidentally drop something and it explodes like in the grocery store, I just like put it back and grab a new one. And I'm like,
you're like, I don't know who did this, but there's a mess in that aisle. I don't know who did it.
I don't know.
You know who the person is. I don't know who did it, but there's a mess over there. Like, yeah, you did it, you freaking weirdo.
Another weird thing I do when I grocery shop.
Yeah.
You good there, Andrew? Another weird thing I do when I grocery shop. I don't tell many people this, but now everyone's going to know.
Okay.
I like weirdly always crave grapes when I'm grocery shopping.
Do not eat
because
them when you're there.
No, just wait. So sometimes I like act like I'm testing them out, and I just go look at them, maybe put one in my basket, but I don't want to buy the whole thing. I just take maybe a couple. Not during COVID. This was pre-COVID, people, by the way.
Yeah, good note actually.
And I would put a few in my mouth, and then I changed my mind. I don't want these anymore, and then I put them back.
You're kidding me. First of all, ew. There's freaking germs all over those bad boys. Everybody knows grapes are one of the like main fruits you got to freaking rinse before you eat. Yeah. You're just eating all the dirt from when they traveled over here on that little like truck or whatever they came over on. You know what I mean? Because we don't grow grapes in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Not at least now.
I don't want to think about it.
Okay, sorry. Well, I'm thinking about the dirt that went in your body. Okay, yeah. Bye. Anyway, I had a weird moment in Target today. That's all I have to know about that. Anyway, okay, cool. Get your mouth refreshed, ma'am. She's refreshing right now. We wanted to come on here, though, and talk about like navigating careers and just navigating your 20s and what that looks like and any advice that we have and starting off talking about like why we're sitting in front of you right now, but more so what we're doing outside of this. Like, what does our career look like and what are we working on and what are we working towards? Yeah. And that's kind of the point of this little podcast we're about to record.
Yeah. So I feel like we should probably start with giving like a little background of, I guess, our journey with like how we got to where we are now. Yeah. Not saying right now like is anywhere near our end goal.
Absolutely.
We both have different, future goals, similar goals, etc. But why don't we start with just like, why don't you start, Syd, and just kind of explain, like, I guess from college to kind of like now, and where you want to go. I guess. Does that sound good?
No, I like that.
Let's hear it.
Yeah. So I went to University of Minnesota. I got a degree in advertising and digital media. But little side note was I started at the U, no idea what I wanted to do. I followed a boy to ASU and I started doing, I know, right? Horrible. I started doing broadcast journalism. And then I realized,
you'd be good at that too, though.
See, I appreciate that. And I love that. But you know what I didn't want to learn from school, paying thousands and thousands of dollars, is how to speak prominently when I felt like that was already a skill that I had.
Yeah.
So I had decided to get a different degree because it was a skill I semi already had. Went back to the U. I cranked. I made it and I actually graduated on time. So I have an advertising and digital media degree. I wanted to go into advertising and I thought that was my end goal. And I worked for a company called Fallon. I got an internship there and I kind of thought like, holy crap, this is like my end goal. Like this is my dream company. Like this is what I wrote down on my goals list. Like this is it. And I worked there and it was nothing against the people that were there, but it wasn't my calling. And I knew that right away. I was not passionate. I was in meetings and I was tired. Like I literally, when I get bored, I can't stay awake.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing. Like even if I've had 12 hours of sleep the night before, I'm in a meeting, I'm freaking falling asleep. Mm-hmm. And I just wasn't my best self there. I wasn't giving my all. So I ended up leaving after a few promised jobs.
Quick question. When was the internship?
This was right after college.
Okay.
So this was, so I graduated in 2019. So right in, I guess, May 2019.
So was this the internship you had when I met you at Alter?
It was.
When you looked stressed the fuck out every day?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Did account management, thought that was my calling. Anyway, it was not my calling. And I was like, what the hell am I supposed to do here?
Yeah.
So me being kind of irrational, I started looking for other jobs. And I was like, F it, I'm moving to California. I flew out there. I did a few interviews. I got a job. I signed a lease. I started like getting all my things together, put it in my car, like got my car ready to ship. My car was on the way to get shipped. And I got a job offer from a company I work for right now called Bright Health.
Oh,
in healthcare. My mom works in healthcare. She hates healthcare. She said, never work in healthcare. Guess what? I did. I said hell no to the job in LA and I took the healthcare job.
What
I don't
was the
know
job
why.
in LA?
The LA job was for Mullenlow. It was an account management position for Acura.
Okay.
Right in Venice Beach, which
Sweet.
I know I was really sick, you guys. I kind of sad about it, but it's more so.
We have time.
I know. That's exactly my point. Yeah. That's exactly why I said no. I'm like, I am poor as shit. I'm not going to California right now. I'm not going to be able to live the lifestyle I want and know from going and visiting and going on vacation because it's not the same. So took this job, started cranking at Bright. I got to do a rotational position. I worked in basically 4 different areas of the company. And what I learned was that I learned what I didn't like to do, which actually at first frustrated me. Yeah. But when I talked to my mentors and my bosses, they were like, dude, figure out what you don't want to do and be patient. And that's brought me to my current position that I actually just got yesterday promoted to is Ayo! I'm hyped about it, you guys. Is a media specialist in marketing. So awesome. It's almost the best of both worlds. I got to meet myself in the middle and that's where I'm going to start working on right now. And it translates to outside of my job. So, and like my hobbies.
Yeah. That's a very like transferable position because you can use that with, I don't know, maybe this podcast, if you know how to do some digital marketing for us, like let us know.
Let me know, sister.
Okay. That's really awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that you had, I guess I thought since you're so young, like you've had like a similar career, like the entire
trajectory
time.
Kind of.
Yeah. But you've kind of gone back and forth a little bit.
A little bit. I mean, and I'm 23 and I've only been out of school for a year and some change, basically. Yeah.
You have a lot more figured out, I'll be honest, than like I feel like I had when I was 23.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you.
So
I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's, I mean, I'll get into a little nitty gritty detail a little later, but that's my overarching trajectory.
Got it.
And it's okay to jump in and out of careers. That's kind of what I'll flag. Just main point of what I just said is like
100%.
It's okay to jump from your school degree to something totally random to trying something you think, I'm not going to like this. And then being like, actually, I don't fucking like this at all.
Especially in your 20s. Like if you don't like your job, do not fucking settle. Like and quit.
And look at everyone around you. Everyone's like, I don't like my job either. It's like, well, don't sit still.
Yeah. then make
something.
make a change.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I rambled for a second there, but
no, that's not rambling at all. That's awesome.
I want to hear from you though, because you're 2 years technically older than me, maybe like more like a year and a half.
Yeah.
I want to hear kind of what from college too, if you don't mind.
Yeah,
so if
for
yours
sure.
is a little longer, totally cool. But it's like currently what you're doing and where do you also hope to go? I guess I kind of left that out, but where you
We'll
hope
get
to
back
go
to
in the
it.
near future.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that.
So yeah, I'm 25. I feel like I've had just as many ups and downs as you, but I feel like I've definitely failed a little bit more. And what I mean by that is like, I've had jobs for, 6 months to a year and I'm like, I cannot do this anymore. So I guess what happened to me is like right out of college, I wanted to have what I called like a fun job. I was like, I'm going to have a fun job for a year after college, let myself enjoy it. And I'm going to work full-time in fitness. So I worked for Alchemy, which we've all heard of.
Yep.
Minneapolis-based fitness studio. I absolutely loved it. I was the product lead there.
Wait, can I have a question for that? Product lead, did you teach and work outside of teaching, obviously, then?
Yeah.
So you worked in the office or whatever?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, Alchemy wasn't really like an office job at all.
I know. That's what I was curious about.
Which is why I liked it. It was like I would coach classes, but a product lead was I pretty much like audited other coaches as well.
Oh, okay.
And kept
Gotcha.
like a consistent brand throughout Alchemy and the different studios.
Because they were like growing like crazy.
Yeah. So like they started with just one studio and now they opened one in Denver. That company, like if you want to talk about branding and creating a community, they've done honestly
really
an awesome
well.
job. Yeah.
Wow.
So like good for them. Loved it. But then, you have like this thought in the back of your head, like this is not what society and people's timelines are meant to, like I thought I had to have a real job that had to do with my public health career.
Right.
So I switched to health insurance as well. I worked at Optum and I was a healthcare advisor. And I talked on the phone all day about benefits, deductibles, and if your chiropractor visit was covered by your insurance.
Were you in customer service?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Can't you
wow.
tell by my voice?
Let
Hello,
me see.
welcome. This is Care Connect with Wells Fargo. How can I help you? Ooh, fuck. That's pretty good, right?
Want to hear mine?
Yeah.
Because when I was on the phone. Thank you for calling Bright Health. This is Sydney.
Ooh.
Ooh, anyway.
We have like Siri voices.
We do.
320-250-8. Oh my God. I almost gave my whole cell phone number.
Ma'am.
Thank God I stopped.
People can figure out the last few.
Text
Anyway.
me.
Anyway.
Okay, so moving on. It's so weird because during this time I was at my Optum position as a healthcare advisor. I had a boyfriend and I was at a safe job in a safe relationship on the right path to marriage and children.
Oh, wonderful.
I don't
Sounds
know.
like the Minnesota dream.
Yeah, I
basically.
need to stop talking like that. But then my boyfriend and I broke. Andrew's just laughing at me. My boyfriend and I broke up, and I remember thinking like, okay, there's a void now. I didn't know if it was like because my boyfriend and I had broken up or if it was like, oh my God, it's my job. Like this is not what I want. But something hit me and I was like, I cannot do this. So I quit and found my position at WeWork.
How long in between?
I was probably like, there's between Optum and WeWork, there's probably 5 months. And that's when I started my health and fitness Instagram. And that's when I got my personal training certification. I was really bad at wasting time. I'm like, I need to do something. So I wanted to like continue with like something with health and fitness because I knew that was like a side hustle that I wanted to do. So I did that and then got my WeWork job, because it had salary, it had benefits, it had everything my mother and father expect me to have.
Yep, exactly.
And I worked there for a year, loved it. It was a great company. And I originally got that job because WeWork is a co-working space. And I was like, I'm going to meet all these different companies. I'm going to make connections. I'm going to, talk to really cool companies and maybe get offered other positions that I find interesting. Which
that's actually a good tactic though.
Yeah.
It's not a bad idea at all.
If you're, not bad at all.
Especially for networking.
But the issue is I did get offered jobs, consulting, maybe State Farm Insurance. The issue is I ended up getting out of it not what I expected because I thought I was gonna get hired from a company there. Instead, WeWork also has all these entrepreneurs.
Yeah,
and that is what drove me. And it's funny because WeWork hired me as like to work for this corporate job, but I see all these entrepreneurs every day that are self-driven. They're so motivated, and I'm like, that is what I want to do.
So you got something else out of what you were looking for. That totally was a curveball.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's almost like if you're not happy with your position, just know like there might be, like you said before, if you absolutely hate it, you find out at least what you don't like.
Exactly.
You can make a change. But yeah, so then I did quit WeWork not long ago.
Woo!
Obviously it was kind of met by resistance, and I feel like I was waiting for like permission almost
to
quit because I wanted to make sure I was making the right decision. I feel like a lot of people have that same feeling where it's like, okay, well, if I quit and fail, like what am I going to do next?
I know. You feel like it's an unsafe space.
It's very unsafe, and it is uncomfortable. But for me, like, I know with my strengths, like I feel like I'm a very creative person, and I know like with my skills and skill set, I feel like an entrepreneur set is a lot more me than it is because I don't want to live and die. I don't want to live and die by like a time clock. If I'm 2 minutes late for work, which I'm always late, I just feel like I was bad at my job, and it's not because I'm not a hard worker, because I'm the exact opposite. I want to make my own.
I get this though, because I get it though, because when I was in my first job out of college in that internship that I talked to you about just before this, that job I felt like I wasn't good at. Yeah. Like I felt like, and it wasn't even, I don't know how to describe it. It's this weird feeling of like, I feel like everyone's looking at me like I'm not fulfilling what I'm supposed to be doing. Yep. I feel glass half empty, which is not who I am at all when I'm here. Yep. I feel exhausted about the next day, and I'm just like I'm not getting there. Yeah. I'm not getting out of this what I want at all.
Exactly.
Yeah, I totally get that feeling, and it lingers, and you're like,
it lingers.
The days feel so long, and you know how people will be like, oh my God, that week just flew by. Like,
no.
I lived for the weekends.
Yeah,
lived for them.
And a lot of people do that.
I know.
And I don't want to do that.
And some people though, that's okay. A lot of people are like doing their, their corporate job and corporate. I'm in corporate. Like, trust me, I get it. But like they're doing their corporate job with the intention of living for the weekend. Yeah. And that's just somebody else's life that I just can't.
If that motivates you, it motivates you. But for me, like, that's not what I want. And working 8 hours a day, I just felt like it just felt unfulfilling with what I was currently doing. And the thing is like, someone told me this one time, and it has resonated with me ever since. It was honestly, I think I was 21 years old. Someone told me, because my anxiety I keep like half finishing my sentence. My anxiety got absolutely horrible when I was in this healthcare position. Yeah, I can imagine. And I was talking to this woman about how anxious I was feeling, and she said something along the lines of, when your anxiety is really bad, you're going against like your authentic self.
Interesting.
And I was like, oh my gosh. So then, when I started coaching group fitness and started like doing things that I really loved, my anxiety got better. So it's like you're living within more of yourself. And so my mental health and anxiety improved. So like the reason why you get anxiety is because you're getting farther and farther away from who you actually are. And that fucking blew my mind.
I haven't heard that before. Yeah. But I completely can see
cool?
that being the reason why. Because most of the time anxiety is being like overwhelmed, and overwhelmed being like either you have too much on your plate, which is your fault. Yeah. You're overwhelmed by somebody's actions that you're allowing to happen, which is also your fault. Yeah. So it's like, it is about being your authentic self. Weird. Sophie actually just made me read a chapter out of the You're a Badass book.
That book was so good too.
You Are a Badass. I should say the cover correctly. That book is phenomenal. I'm actually I started it and stopped when I could not read a book, you guys, to save my life when I had really bad anxiety. But you just listen to the whole audiobook. Yeah. I'm going to read the whole thing. I'll report back. I'll try to get it done the next 2 years. Yeah. Anyway.
I'm really bad at reading. I'm really bad at reading too, which is why I started doing the audiobook thing, and I finished it within like 3 days, because when I was doing random shit, I just had it on. So
I need to do that.
And that book had been on my shelf for, I'm not kidding you, probably 2 years. And I kept hearing about it. I'm like, okay, this is bullshit. Like, well, yeah, I know I'm a badass. Like, I'm a boss bitch, whatever. Ooh. But then I started reading it, and I was like, whoa, the things that they talk about in there, it's like, it's pretty much crazy. Like, thing that really stood out to me too is I even mentioned this to you over text the other day. You didn't know what I was referring to, but you were saying something like, oh, I don't know, like, I'm not that creative. And I'm like, your thoughts are your reality. Ooh. Like, you have to like tell yourself that you're creative or that you're,
with the content. I know what you're talking about right now.
Or that you're, worthy of making a lot of money
You're
or
right.
something along the, if you tell yourself that, like, and you live that way, you eventually will be that person, or that's going to be your reality. So
I know. And it's, well, for me,
it's like affirmations.
It is. It's words of affirmations, but I always say manifest your own destiny. I say it to my mom every day because, she is a beautiful, beautiful human being.
Your mom's hot.
She is, well, she's gorgeous inside and out. But Andrew's nodding his head like, yes, sir. No, but literally.
We just keep her. Andrew's like, you guys,
like,
I'm
stop,
just reacting.
Yeah.
You just make it more comfortable.
But
all good.
She, she'll preach some negativity, and I have to remind her that you're manifesting your destiny as you're preaching that negativity.
Love.
Like, I really tell her, I'm like, you want something to happen, you got to manifest it. I was reading in my daily read today.
Yeah.
My little book. Don't sweat the small stuff, because everything's the small stuff. Yeah. Great book, you guys. But it was about how none of us will be here 100 years from now. And it sounds really, really cheesy. And at first it kind of was when you read it. You're like, well, no shit. But it's like, basically what it was saying was that what's going to matter 100 years from now? Probably not a whole lot.
Yeah.
Those little things that you're making a really, really big deal today, tomorrow, or in a week are not going to even matter 100 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 days from now, like nothing. So, and then it talked about career. It's like, do something that's going to matter to you. Leave your own legacy, because no matter what, most likely nobody's going to know who you are 100 years from now. So do it for you. Yep. And it really resonated with me today. And it was weird timing considering we switched our podcast topic today.
That is,
it just was kind of
really
weird. Yeah. I thought that was really weird.
I like that, because it's almost like, what do you want? So if you're like in between, maybe like switching a job or your career and you're in your 20s, it's like the way you should go about it is, what do you want today? It's not like you need to stop living by like if then statements.
I know,
because if I quit my job, then I won't have benefits, then my parents might think I'm a low life. But you need to live in like today. Like, what do you want today? Because you have to start now.
You have to start now.
And it's like those that were successful, they didn't wait, they went.
I know. Well, and another thing on that is like, you have to do it for you. Like, nobody is going to go out and get whatever you want for you. Yeah. Let's say, for instance, even when you're sitting in your job, and let's say you're in a current, stagnant, did I say that correctly? Position, you need to ask for more. Ask for more work.
You did that with your job.
Yeah, I did. I asked for more work so I could prove myself.
Yeah.
And I asked for more work so that I could vouch for myself that I deserved more, or I deserved the different title, or I deserve to be on that team.
Yeah.
But nobody else was going to wait for me to do it.
Yeah.
And guess what? I had a meeting with the CEO. Actually, he sat down with me last week, and he was like, the only reason this rotational program, sorry guys, I had a lot of coffee, rotational program worked is because you did it yourself. We didn't give you any like tools, because in the real world, you're not going to get tools.
Yeah.
And in corporate America, you're not going to get tools. You don't want to be just another lever in this massive system. Yeah. Then get the fuck out of the system and do it on your own.
You have to walk the walk.
You
really.
do.
And you're the only one who's going to vouch for yourself.
Exactly.
So you're worth what you think you're worth. So act like you're the fucking boss.
And don't talk timid. That's something that I really live by, is if I need something, I'm going to say it out loud, really loud, and preach it.
And pretend that you're confident as hell about it.
Everyone else around you is doing the same thing.
And that's kind of how I felt like when I quit my job and told my parents that I'm like, I will be successful. Like, I know that I'm so driven, and that like right now, maybe like my passion is a passion, but eventually I will monetize my passion.
Oh, of course.
Because I don't want to work 8 hours a day at a job that I feel unfulfilled. I want to work 3 hours a day, maximize those 3 hours a day, be making money, and I want to monetize my passion, because I don't want to work for someone.
Exactly. That's your thing. Yeah.
I want to, I'm getting like really excited, because like I feel so confident that I will be successful, that I probably will be.
You are going to be successful.
And you will too.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I feel
cheers.
that.
Cheers. Microphone cheers.
Boom. See that?
Love it.
No, here's the thing that I always flag for people when they ask me kind of career advice, even though because I'm only a year out, I don't know a whole lot, but there's some things that I've picked up on, because
you're insane for a 23-year-old. You're keep going. You're like the same age as me, but I just am really proud to be your friend.
Thank you. I wipe my tears away. Look up in your company and take a second and say, okay, are any of these people my mentors, or are any of these people in a position that I want to be in 10 years or 15 years or 20 years?
Or even look on Instagram or it doesn't have to be corporate.
It doesn't have to be corporate at all.
If you look up to someone and you're like, wow, I wonder how they make money off of that. Do a little research. See if they're using ads.
Dig in.
You know?
Well, the thing is if you look inside your company, if you say no, which is what I answered when I was at my other job, I didn't see anybody above me. I saw a lot of smart people above me, but they were not doing anything that I want to do. Not even the top people. And I go,
there was no growth.
No growth.
That's how I felt in my current or my previous job.
Really? You felt that too?
WeWork, it was like you could only go so far.
Yeah, you can only go so far. And they're not like, think about it. Let's say when I'm married down the road and I have kids and I'm in an age group, in their age group, and like I'm down my career, they weren't doing anything I wanted to do. And that's how I was like, oh shit, I got to get out.
Yeah.
I got to get out. This isn't it. Yeah. And sometimes it's like, you got to look far to see that the near is not for you.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I realized. That's when I started like looking on Instagram, looking through LinkedIn, looking on cool posts on LinkedIn. I'm like, God, that's so sick. Who's on here? Wait, what companies are like cool in here? Like what's like, you just got to open your eyes and pay attention in those minutes that you're spending on like TikTok or whatever the hell, because I get sucked into it too. Take like maybe 30 minutes to pursue your future.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be boring. And
even if you're still like confused, like this is probably for like 20-year-olds. Like if you're deciding on like, what the hell am I going to study? What's going to be my first job out of college? I'm a little stressed out about this, that. You almost have to like, you do have to pick something and go all in. And then, as obviously it's been demonstrated by us and a lot of other people our age, you'll find things you like and dislike throughout that process. Like, don't stress too much about, the first job or first,
second or third. I think
exactly. Like it evolves, and just remember that the more you like focus on how you're feeling within those jobs and like writing goals, etc. Like I feel like it'll slowly unfold the way it should.
I agree. And
everyone's heard that before. It's kind of cheesy and cliche, but it's true.
It is true. You're right. You're 100% right.
Tell me about, I need to do this, but like Syd has this goal book. And there are things in there from like, get a raise, get a, blah, 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 to like buying this type of purse. It's literally from like,
Sound like a psycho.
Yeah, it's insane. But tell me about this.
Okay, all right. I don't share with many people, but I have a notebook that is mostly strictly goals.
Okay, and why? Why do you do this?
The reason I do this is because I have spent a lot of my time networking and being mentored by people. And the way I get mentors is by being kind and asking them questions. Can I help you? Can I take something on for you? Is there anything I can take off your plate? And in return, I ask that they mentor me and give me their insights when I have a question that doesn't really seem at all clear to me.
Yeah.
One of my mentors said, if you write your goals down, you're literally 95% more likely to fulfill those goals.
Almost like a word of affirmation. Literally. Or almost like your thoughts becoming a reality.
Exactly. So what I do is I'd say maybe like 2 weeks to a month, depending on how psycho I'm feeling with my writing and my note taking, because ADHD.
Depending on my psycho level of the day.
With my type A brain.
Yeah.
I write down my goals. On there, I've got, get a promotion, write down more goals and add more mentors to my mentor list.
Get a new toothbrush.
Get a new HSA toothbrush. Buy it with my HSA. Do a 360 on a wake surf.
Have you done that yet?
No, but I'm so I have, but I couldn't stay in the wake.
Okay.
So
I feel like you wakeboarded a lot, wake surfed a lot this summer.
I did for a good amount, but it can be anything. Like put your goals in there, whether it's fun, whether it's career related. Shit that you're like, no, I don't want to start doing like this work for it, but you want it.
Yeah.
Then write it down and do it at the macro level. So then I'll make a different to-do list and make a micro level too of like, in order, let's say for the surfing one, I got to get out on the lake like two times this week.
Yep.
I have to look at a video of like, how did the person stay in the wake? Like just make yourself better.
That's what I was going to mention. I was going to say, have like one overarching goal.
Yeah.
But make sure you have small steps so it doesn't feel so overwhelming.
Yeah. Cause they can feel really overwhelming.
Like that's why that book kind of stressed me out a little bit. I was like, oh my God, like I don't have all these like, what? Like
you should have seen her face right now. She was like flipping through it and she's like, Wait.
I was like, what the fuck am I
what is
behind?
this? Like, oh, you write down what you're grateful
So
for?
I think it depends on the person, but like that overwhelmed me a little bit. But I like the small steps, like even having a planner where you have 3 things to do every day.
Oh, isn't that
Just
fun?
like,
and you're good. Yeah, you're good to write that.
And you get to like check the fucking box. Like,
I used to be the scribbler. Scribble it all the way out. Like,
wow,
first of
you
all,
got really mad there.
I know I did. And my laptop fell off my lap. So that's how hard I scribbled with my left hand, because I don't write with my left hand. Like, okay, random. No, but literally if you start writing down your goals, you'll start actually doing them.
Yeah.
I tested it out and I can attest to it now because it's legit.
Yeah.
Are you going to start writing down your goals?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need a cute notebook. Yeah.
I know. Oh, you need one with a...
Because I need one with a...
What did you say yesterday?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because mine has like... I don't have this... what are those?
What are the spirals?
Spirals.
Yeah,
so
you've
I
got
can't
like a
leave
weird
it open.
fold, a crease. Like those don't
Yes.
fucking work.
No. Okay, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Well, first of all, Andrew, what time are we at?
You're at 35-ish.
Oh,
beautiful.
nice. I love that.
Okay, well, this is... I don't know if this is going to be the last question. I guess it
Okay.
will depend on if we continue after this. But, Syd, like, I feel as if a lot of people equate, like, success with money or blah, blah, blah. What do you... Like, what is your idea of success?
You know what's creepy?
Yeah.
I was going to ask you that question. I'm dead serious. I will answer it, but that was
actually,
really scary.
I want to say, like, me
Oh,
and
yeah.
Syd have a lot of really random things that happen to us that are... How do we explain this?
For instance, I haven't gone to the dentist in 9 months. I mean, realistically, right? Because they told me that's not because I chose that. I love my teeth. But I went to the dentist yesterday and she's going tomorrow.
Or we both
It's
had
just like, why would in the same week? Or we both, let's see, we both had, what was that?
blisters.
Like blisters at the same time. It sounds really stupid,
It's-
but
no.
if we wrote these things down, I kid you not, you
Yeah,
guys.
it happens like every day.
We like bought the same thing of something, showed up in the same outfit one time,
Yep.
like just weird overlapping things.
Yeah.
There were some weirder ones. We're gonna actually write this list
Yeah.
down because we needed to keep track.
People
of it.
think we're crazy.
I know. They're like, okay, cool, you got a blister.
Yeah.
Buy bigger
Anyways, you were
shoes,
gonna ask me
idiot.
this question, but Syd, what's your idea of success?
My excuse me. Hi.
Hi,
My
hi,
idea
hi.
of success is being completely happy without anybody else affecting that success besides myself. For me, that means like I'm financially stable because that's my number one thing. And the reason for that is not because I run off money or I'm like, I do like money and I'm pushed by money, but that's because I grew up more unstable with it. So for me, I just want to be comfortable.
Yep.
But success is going to be where I can leave a legacy and leave something for my family to use and maybe continue on with, like my own business. I don't have the outlines of what that looks like, but I know it's health and wellness related. And I know it's going to be a voice for people. And I know that it's going to make people feel better.
Yeah.
Because
I love that.
having other people feel better genuinely fulfills me. And if I can somehow make a living off that in order to keep myself stable, support my family, support my mom and my dad, then I've won.
Yep.
That's success.
I'm just gonna
I was going to say, will
Whoa.
you? What?
sorry, my microphone was like,
Oh, did it
Can
do
you hear
something?
me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Oh, I was like, what happened?
that was weird.
My
I was just
bad.
gonna say, can you copy paste that answer before
I was gonna ask
before you've like literally I word for word, like very similar.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, yeah, no, tell me though. Like, what does your success mean to you? And
Well, yeah. I mean, we've talked about this before, like definitely health and wellness. We both
Yeah.
like making people feel good.
We do.
I would love to monetize that somehow.
I know.
So we'll chat. You know what I'm saying?
just give me a wink.
Wink, wink. Me and Syd have some plans. We'll just say that. Like, I'm
Down the
excited.
road,
I'm
that's for
I'm
sure.
excited to like, you know, continue like a partnership with you. Whether that be a podcast, like a part of what we want to do in the future.
Oh, yeah.
Whether that be trying to create a little like wellness brand together. That'd be awesome.
It'd be huge.
Yeah, it'd be huge.
We've talked about it outside of this,
Yeah.
by the way. That's just not some,
Yeah.
random talk, but
No.
it's a big deal to us. So
But yeah, I also feel like an idea of success is pretty much like showing your power, your humble power through a lens of like authenticity, which
Oh,
is
I
kind
like
of what
that.
we live by. Like
love that.
being candid, being authentic. And for me, I have to do that or else my anxious feelings arise. So like I need to be exactly who I am or else I'm not living what
you have your like own internal like checking
Yeah.
checks and balances system for
That's-
your own authenticity.
Whoa.
You do. That's what that is.
that's really, I've never thought about it like
I haven't
that.
either. I
But
just
yeah.
thought about it right now. That's cool.
Yeah. And like obviously like My microphone keeps. Sorry, guys.
Oh, sorry. You know what? It was probably my shoe that tapped your
You've been
microphone.
fucking with my microphone this whole time.
Apparently. Sorry.
Sitafer.
You sound great though.
Well, I couldn't. I kept. Okay. See, now I'm. What was I saying?
Your success. And you have your own internal clock.
Yeah, that's really cool. But anyways, long story short, I feel like we should end with some advice to give someone.
Oh yeah,
if they were to ask us like advice for your 20s or advice for the trajectory of your career, how would we word this question?
Like basically a biggest piece of advice that maybe we would have wished we would have known.
Yeah.
Jumping into a career or anything like that.
Okay.
I have like 5
or
like
just
random
any
things.
advice. Okay.
Honestly, this is just advice to you because let's face it, we have to have a career to live in the world that we live in.
Yeah.
And so this is a big piece of your life. So it's just life advice kind of.
So I guess for me, like what kind of changed my trajectory with my career and wanting to get out of the corporate is I realized that hard work, I got this actually from the Badass book, that hard work doesn't always equate with success, or hard work and time doesn't equate with money. You shouldn't always have to trade time for money. And that is what I was like, whoa, like I don't have to work 9 hours a day and work my ass off to make a living.
That's kind of crazy.
What if you could work 3 hours a day, have content planned out, everything's planned, it's you're using those 3 hours to maximize your like skill set.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I guess time doesn't always equal money. So try to get out of like what society thinks you should do, because like generations, like my parents' generation, they don't get it yet. Like,
no, they don't.
I'm gonna have to prove to them like what I'm talking about and what I mean and what I'm like excited for and how I'm gonna define my success.
Oh yeah.
And success isn't always money. Obviously, it's gonna have to do with my happiness and my mental health, etc. But think outside of the box a little bit.
Yeah. You don't have to, if the job isn't created, if you can't find a job that fits you, then it might not be there and it might need creating. I'd say trust your gut. If you're accepting a job that you don't think is for you, I think if you are being told by your gut, it's probably correct. Just being honest. Like when I was going to move to LA, although everything lined up and I loved the ocean, I wanted to live out there.
Love the ocean because I'm a surf girl.
Surfer girl, ayo, beach hair. It didn't feel 100% right. My gut was literally like, dude, no, it's not the time. But I'm like, no, I told everybody I was going to go, la, la, la. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
It wasn't right for me.
Yep.
So trust your gut in that. I would say be kind. And that's a Michelle Obama thing. You will be as successful as you can make yourself by being kind. You don't need to be the smartest person in the room. You do have to be the scrappiest person in the room and the most willing to take on things that you don't know how to do.
Yep.
And you're willing to learn, but you have to be kind. Yep. And it's literally, I kid you not, it's moved mountains in my current position just by being kind. Even just staying more professional than you think you are, like having the confidence. Like just because you're the newest person there does not mean that you should like be timid and awkward and like, I don't know what to do here. Well, if you don't know what to do, try something and fake it. Exactly. These are all just like simple day-to-day steps that you can remind yourself in your position or when you're wanting to change.
I really like the be kind.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of people go through life thinking, I have to sink your ship in order to make my ship float.
Yep.
When in reality, both your ships can fucking float on the ocean.
Yeah, they can.
They can both be there. They can both be, floating along, sailing away. But you don't have to bring someone else down to make yourself go higher.
Totally.
You can both be there. You can build each other up, and you can both succeed.
Exactly.
And that's to all women out there that
every single one.
And same with men. Like I feel like men do that a lot too. So
exactly. Just just be nice.
Let the ships
sail. But like
let those ships sail.
Why do I always feel like I have to sing something? Sail. But write your goals down. Read, for God's sakes. That's something that actually one of my mentors told us. Literally listen to them. Listen to
struggled with
your
that
Audible. Get an Audible subscription. No, but my mentor told me, he's like, your generation doesn't read. And I'm like, that is
listen to podcasts.
I'm like, hey, watch it, freaking boomer. But you know what? It's actually true. intake new information.
Yeah.
Just because you're not in school doesn't mean you shouldn't be learning.
Get obsessed with self-growth.
I could go on and on. The
Yeah.
list goes on forever. I've got a lot of advice, and I have to keep reminding myself to live by it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're like, what, when you're having one of those days where you're like not feeling productive or whatever, I'm like, damn, I need to remind myself of my own freaking advice I give everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I feel like obviously everything we said is deep down like what we feel, but I definitely have days where I'm like, oh God, I need to maybe make some more money right now.
No, I know.
Because I am currently broke as hell.
Oh, wait. Just with you saying that, I remembered something about money that is just a little piece of advice.
Okay.
I promise it's my last one.
We'll end with that one. Let's hear it.
Find 7 sources of income. I know this sounds crazy. 7 sounds wild, right? It sounded wild to me too, until I broke it down. Do you have a 401k? Do you have a Roth? This is what someone successful told me. So I scaled it back more like to 4 or 5 until you're older.
I have a Roth, but 401k, a lot of this has to do with corporate jobs.
You can have a 401k outside of a corporate job. You just have to get a Vanguard account.
Fuck.
It's not hard. It's actually really simple and it's free. But I'm saying make other sources of income and make hobbies that you can get an income from, because maybe they'll become your main source.
Well, exactly.
That's that's the goal of it.
That's the goal.
That's
monetize your side hustles.
Yeah. So that basically you start big picture until you find one that's strong, and then you manifest your side hustle, and then all of a sudden it becomes your main source of income.
Yeah. If you really use that side hustle to go off.
Yeah. Or and even if it's just like doing something on the side that you like to do, like walking a dog, and you get $10 for it, and you did it for like 10 hours. Who cares? You just did something for fun.
What's
and
that
you made
app
money.
called?
I know which one.
Do you know
it
what it's
is.
called? Where you walk people's dogs and you get paid?
I forget what
Wag.
it is. Wag. It is.
Is
it is. Yeah.
Okay. Download the app. There you go. That's another source.
Anyway,
All right, guys.
you guys, it's been fun. Hopefully you grab something from this and you take some advice from Soph and I. I know we're newer in our careers, but what we know we're willing to share and scream to the freaking world and be candid about it.
Little change of pace from, some other episodes we've done, but we think people are here to hear all sorts of advice and things. So
we can be wild, we can be crazy, but we also got to get down and dirty and be in our careers. So
exactly. All right. We will see you soon. Enjoy your, Oops.
What were we going to say? Enjoy your day? She didn't want to say the day of the week or something?
I just said enjoy your fuck, but
enjoy your fuck. No, but hey, you guys follow us on Instagram, Straight Candid Podcast. Boom, chickadees out. We already got a few emails from people. So if you want to email us, straightcandidpodcast@gmail.com, send us some stuff. I love that people are like, oh wait, I listen to your podcast when I'm emailing you. I love that. I'm unreal.
Like, we don't have anything out yet, but okay.
Yeah, I'm like, how did you know to email us?
I have 80,000 followers. We will post your name and tag you if you pay me $75. I was like, no.
I'm like, I love that though. All right, well, you know what?
Cool.
Anyway, we're
all right,
done.
guys. Have a great day.
You guys have a great day. We love you. Thanks
Peace
for
out.
listening.